The population is growing, and at a much faster rate than what we can accommodate for, or so we think. World hunger has been an issue, it seems, since the beginning of time, and every Miss America pageant candidate has made sure to include that topic on her list of things to fix. But we don't need a beauty queen or a magic genie to pop out of a lamp to feed the world. We can do it ourselves as long as we know how. But this is where it gets tricky. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation, farmers and ranchers like myself only account for 2% of the U.S. population. And as you can see, it's been on a steady decline from 1840 to the 2000s. Unless you have been given the opportunity to grow up on a farm or a rural community, there is a great knowledge gap when it comes to basic farming concepts. It seems like a simple concept: grow more food, feed more people. And to be honest, it should be that easy. But nobody wants to leave the comfort and ease of living in the city to become a lowly farmer. Jean English, the author of Cultivating New Farmers, states that with the average U.S. farmer now 55 years old, we need a new generation of farmers to replace those who are retiring. We as Americans should no longer be able to use the excuse that we don't know how to do it, so we won't. This is where mandatory agriculture education comes in. By making agriculture education classes mandatory in schools, it will provide students with information as far as distinguishing food quality, where it comes from, and then how we can do it ourselves. The way to defeat world hunger epidemic is to start locally. If we, as U.S. citizens, can implement the use of sustainable farms and urban planning, we can learn to feed ourselves without relying so heavily on other imports. By doing this, we will be able to feed our own nation and then be able to give extra food and textile products to other nations in need. But this cannot become a reality if we do not have a generation that is willing to take initiative. With mandatory agriculture education classes put in place, it will spark kids' interest in the field of agriculture and possibly point them in a career direction that they may not have even known existed. The author of Farms Need More Youth Than Ever states that tough times have prompted many young men and women to turn their backs on the land-based industries. They've opted for careers where the rewards have been higher and the hours shorter. But without a constant supply of youngsters bringing a modern mix of practical and theoretical acumen, farming will face a skills shortage in the years to come. Job security should never be a concern for students interested in entering the agriculture workforce. People will always be wearing clothes and eating food, so somebody will need to be the one providing those things. Kids already spend 8 hours in school every day for 9 months out of the year. Why not teach them something that they can take with them outside of their school career and into their everyday lives? The kind of agriculture information they learn can be beneficial to anyone. For example, the stay-at-home mother who wants to know what's in her family's food that she finds at the grocery store. It can also be beneficial to the banker who's interested in investing in commodities. Most of the things in our everyday lives depend on agriculture much more than people would think. And if we have the knowledge to produce the things that we need to live off of by ourselves, what kind of world would that look like? I have personally taken agriculture classes for all 4 years of high school and have seen a major difference between my knowledge of food and textile production and that of other students' knowledge of those things. Most adults can't even tell me how many eggs a single chicken lays in a month. If adults don't know what to teach their children about agriculture, then school systems are going to have to take on that responsibility for implementing this program into their schools to teach these things. I believe that this would be an unprecedented but necessary move in the future of education and agriculture. Thank you.